All right, guys. So we are back here with topic 2 of episode 3 of the CREW After Hours. That's right. No kids should be up. They shouldn't be watching this because we're having too much fun. The fellas are out, unchained. Remember, this
Uncensored.
is After Hours, right? All
Mhm.
right. So we are on topic 2 here. And JMoody is going to go ahead and bring us into this next topic. Man, he's taking over this episode 3. So he's going to go ahead and share with us a book that he purchased and he has been reading. And it's actually a topic that is very close and dear to my heart because I have been going through this these last 5 months. And the title of the book is Fasting and Eating for Health by Dr. Joel Furman. So the topic here is basically fasting. Now, you've probably heard the word fasting, as I have. Over my lifetime, I've heard the word fasting, and it just sounded like some impossibility of some people that don't eat for some crazy reason. And, they have their own reasons for completing this task of not eating. But I discovered it this past year, and it actually has changed my life 180 degrees. Now,
Very good, very good.
thank you. JMoody has found the book, and I had conversations with him. I think he's been watching my progression these last 5 months on using the fasting technique, but he's really gotten into reading this particular book that has a lot of interesting facts. He shared a few things with me that sounded pretty cool. So here he is to go ahead and share that with us, and we're going to afterwards. We're going to go ahead and have any questions or anything that we might have to say on this topic. So JMoody, take us away.
Oh, hang on, before you do, let me get ready for this fasting episode as I pull out my Girl Scout cookies.
That's not fasting. That's actually fasting in your mouth.
That's right. I eat them faster when we talk about not eating.
Got you. Okay, so
Yeah,
you do the opposite of fasting.
Those are the best ones, man.
Hey, and I'm just curious to know the theme song. Are you guys able to hear it without it being overbearing, or
Yeah,
it's good.
pretty good?
I think in the background, yeah.
Sounds good. All right, JMood, the floor is yours. Take it away, brother.
Okay. Well, I want to start with fasting. Basically, I'm going to do a 1, 2, 3. The top 3 that most people, what they ask, starting with 3. What is fasting? Well,
good question.
Well, fasting, according to Joel, Dr. Joel Furman here. This is a really good book right here. You can actually pick up this book for about $11.80, so about $12. And you can get that at Barnes & Noble or Amazon. You can look it up.
Again, none of these people are sponsoring us. We're just telling you what we know.
That's right. They're not worthy yet.
Yeah.
So, number 3 question, what is fasting? Well, I'm going to let you know from an expert here, Dr. Joel Furman, what fasting is all about. Just a couple of lines from Dr. Joel. Fasting is the strictest sense is defined as the voluntary absence from all food and drink, except water, because you have to make sure that you drink lots of water. As long as the nutritional reserves of the body are adequate to sustain normal function, this is a state of relative physiologic rest. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly.
Probably not.
Probably not. Some of the medical studies on fasting, which we'll revere to, have included the use of vitamins, caffeine tea, and other things to help them along. Now, So that's basically what fasting is. Fasting is just water and basically not eating for a short period of time to cleanse your body out. So that's basically what fasting is.
Now, how short is a short period of time? Because Bogy goes for like 3 weeks at a time.
Well,
Not that long.
that is a long time, but you can work up to that. The average fast would be about probably anything from like 18 hours. So by the time you go to bed at night till a little in the afternoon, around 1 or 2, that's about an average fast. That's a real kind of introductory fast, kind of get yourself in kind of going.
Good to know.
Nothing.
Now, if I can share a little bit about
Yes.
that I've gone through it with fasting, the way I've seen it, and I've done a lot of research myself with YouTube and Google, and not just trusting one source, but looking at different sources. There's 2 basic type of fastings that I found, is either intermediate fasting or extended fasting. So the intermediate fasting is basically when you are doing a fasting of, let's say, 16 hours, and within an 8-hour period, you have maybe 2 meals. Or you can up that to maybe 18 hours of fasting, and within a 6-hour window, 2 meals. Or you can go a little crazy and go 20 hours of fasting, and within a 4-hour window, 1 or 2 meals. So that's your basic intermediate fasting. Now, when you hit 24 hours or more, now you're doing extended fastings. The extended fastings could be 24, 48, 72, 96, whatever you're going to reach. So that's basically the way that I've understood the 2 basics of fasting: intermediate or extended.
So how much are you eating in these meals though? Because if you're fasting with only water, say for 24 hours, right? Do you give yourself another 24 hours to eat before you fast again?
And you know what? The magic of this is that you choose what you want to do. There's no set rule. There's nobody watching you. I mean, you can cheat, but you're only cheating yourself. So let's say if you do a 24-hour fasting and you want to have a meal, let's say you're having that meal in that 25th hour, then you can go ahead and start your next 24-hour fasting. And you just got to be true to yourself. I mean, you're the only one, watching the time.
And what is your meal like? Does a waffle count as a meal or no? Right? You want to eat something harder?
No, I mean a regular meal. I mean, you can have a regular meal. I mean, you don't want to go super crazy with, oh yeah, let me take 10, 20 pieces of fried chicken. Well, you want to eat whatever regular meal as healthy as you can. But you have a meal, and then from there you do your next fasting, whatever it's going to be that next fasting. If it's an extended 24 hours or maybe intermediate. So again, at the end of the day, you're the one that has full control. Because again, if you cheat, the only person you're cheating is yourself.
And your fluid intake consists of only water. It can't be like any of the Powerades or Gatorades or anything with electrolytes.
So
that's sugar.
The key to fasting is drinking, hydrating every 4 hours. Of course, the most basic of hydration is water. So at least a 16-ounce bottle of water every 4 hours. Now, you can do other little tricks, which I have found. You can drink black coffee with nothing in it. Black. You can drink black coffee. Other things that I've done to my water, you can put a few teaspoons of apple cider vinegar. Now, that's not going to break your fast. If anything, it's going to enhance your fast, just a little bit. So you can add some apple cider vinegar. Another thing that I do sometimes is I put the Himalayan pink salt. So you put like a, you know, like a few dashes of it in a 16-ounce water bottle, and Himalayan salt will also help that that fasting. So those are the little differences that I do with my hydration. But the most basic and in the beginning, that's all I knew was water. 4 hours water, 4 hours water.
That salt interests me because normally, you wouldn't drink salt water, it dehydrates you.
So the best one, the one that you want to use is Himalayan pink salt.
Right. No,
You
yeah,
do not want to use the regular iodine salt. That's not the one that you're going to want to consume. Because when you're doing fasting, as far as I have understood so far, you do lose some some salt content.
Mhm.
So having a little bit of salt, pinches of it in your 16-ounce bottle of water, it's a nice little kick.
Yeah, I mean, Himalayan salt's always been proven to be very healthy for you.
Yes, and it is very healthy. Yes.
Yeah, we use it for cooking. So, go on with your book. We're sidetracking here. It's what we do.
Exactly. So yeah, so those are your two basics, and hydration. That's pretty much the way I've hydrated. And I can tell you from experience. I mean, I've done my record of fasting has been 100 hours,
See?
and all I did was hydrate every 4 hours. Not a problem.
Yeah.
But I did start off slowly. That is one of the keys. I'm never going to tell anyone, yeah, go ahead and do it 24. I would always recommend first do your own research. Don't listen to me.
Mhm.
And then, start with intermediate. Intermediate is where you start finding your groove.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, that's what I do is intermediate. I mean, I may wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning and I won't eat till 8:30 in the morning. And then I won't eat till 12 o'clock. And then I won't eat till 2 o'clock. And then I won't eat till 6 o'clock. And then I may not eat again until 10 o'clock at night. So, I mean, I'm in fasting in those hours.
Okay, but okay, you're doing little. You're doing little fastings, but
Well, I mean, I can't sit there and eat all the time.
yeah.
No, but it's funny is when I was, years ago when I first got married, I had one of the things my wife did was take me to the doctor, and they had me eating small meals. When I mean small, I'm talking like those small little Rubbermaid, like this big, that
Oh,
deep,
wow.
and I would make like 3 or 4 of them with tuna salad, some kind of tuna salad, and I would eat that throughout the day. So it was like every 3 hours I was eating. When I was just sitting at my desk at work, I would eat that little salad, then have a decent lunch. And then for dinner would be more salad and a decent dinner. And believe it or not, doing that for 1 month straight, I lost 10 pounds.
Nice.
Wow.
So yeah, could I do it now? Probably if I wanted to, but so it works different for everybody. I know some people who do the intermittent fasting. Bogy is the only one I know that has done it for that extended period of time. That's remarkable that you go that long, especially, I don't know, we're married, so we have kids and there's always big dinner times, and we have our cultures are very big with the food and and stuff like that. I mean, me being Italian, German, Irish, and Bogy being Spanish, his wife is, I'm sure, is a good cook, and I've seen their feasts. So it's very hard to be that. So I think you should be commended on your discipline for doing it. And what people have to understand is that it's not well, you can call it get rich scheme, because you're not losing like 8-10 pounds a month. You're losing, on which is, if you read up on it, it's supposed to be you're supposed to lose like a pound a month to be healthy dieting. So you're doing that track, like, you're scheduled, the way you're going from what I see, it's like you could lose 12 pounds in a year, which is what they say is supposed to be normal. I think in the health industry, when you watch these boxers, bodybuilders, I mean, they drop a tremendous amount of weight very, very quickly. And then as soon as they're done with their event, all they do is eat. If you watch, I watch a lot of documentaries on bodybuilders and who do shows and boxing, and up until that show, they're very disciplined with their workout and their meals. And then even boxers will sit there in a sauna and lose water weight. They'll sit in a sauna the night before. The minute they have the fight and it's over, the very first thing they do is pig out because they're not training anymore. So
Exactly.
Everybody's different, but going with we have more questions about your book, so keep going. This is what we do.
Yeah.
Get used to it.
What else you got in there?
Well, I got quite a few more, but
Hurry up here.
I've got to kind of add with what Bogy said.
Screw that.
He said to add a little bit of salt, the Himalayan salt, but what he didn't tell you is it's got 84 minerals in it. It's got 84 minerals. And the thing is, with like Himalayan salt and sea salts, what they're starting to discover now is for people who have like diabetes and stuff like that. Or if you just scoop up regular Morton salt, with just regular salt, your blood pressure will go through the roof. But with sea salts, it actually brings your blood pressure down.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Sure. Yeah, very true.
It's more natural.
It's more natural and
Pretty cool.
If you're somebody like my follower or myself, if something's very salty, you'll know it the way your body feels, because if you're not used to taking the intake of that much salt, so you'll start to feel the reaction very well. So that's completely true as far as I know. So good there. Good job.
And it'll help you retain water is what I was researching here. I got a bunch of papers in front of me. So kudos to Humphrey for the Himalayan sea salt. Very good for you.
So now, he puts it in his hair too. If you notice, that's why it's stuck up like the Himalayas.
Why it looks so radical.
Now, JMoody, if you can get to the section of the book that you mentioned about the word starving.
Yes.
That was my next. That was number 2.
Yeah, please talk about that, because I just want to share this. Since I've been doing fasting, a lot of people have questions for me. How what do I do? How do I do it? How do you feel? How can you do that? I can't do that. This and that. And one of the things that come up is why do you starve yourself? Man, you have to do your research, people. So, JMoody, talk to me about starvation.
Yeah, talk to him. I'm tired of telling him.
So starving. Well, according to Dr. Joel Fuhrman from the book Fasting, Eating, and for Health, the number 2 question that I have down here is, what is starvation?
Good question.
So I'm going to go to page 12. What is starvation? And I got 6 lines. It'll sum it right up.
Awesome.
Contrary to what many people believe, fasting is not starvation. Starvation begins when abstinence is continued beyond the time when the body's stored reserves are used up or have dropped to a dangerously low level. During the fasting stage, the body supports itself from the stored reserves within its tissues. When food is eaten at normal intervals, the body stores sufficient amounts of nutritive matter to last for a rather lengthy time during later periods of abstinence. Even thin people carry a reserve of nutrients in their tissues to tide them safely over a period of fasting. And I got 2 more lines. The body will not starve or in general even be hungry while fasting, because it is eating. It is consuming the substances the individual consumed last week, last month, last year, that have been converted into body tissue. In fact, the symptoms of hunger generally disappear by the 2nd day of the fast. This illustrates that the body has entered a fasting and lean tissue sparing metabolism. Of course, there is a limit to the body's reserves. When they have been used up, specific symptoms occur that indicate the fast should not be continued.
All right. So basically, he's saying we're camels. And just for disclaimer, if anybody out there is of the hearing impaired, Bogy was doing his impression of telling his story with his hands.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, that's known though. That's well, at least known to me. If you watch enough of these documentaries, yeah, our bodies will break down what we already have, stored. Especially like guys like me, I can go weeks without eating because I have a lot of body stored.
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, I've heard that's why a lot of the time, besides the food that we eat in the wintertime, we usually gain more weight is because, we're supposed to be hibernating, or how it was in the past, that during the winter it was hard to get food, so our bodies would store up the food so that in our bodies, and then be able to stay longer without food.
I mean, we think we
yeah.
have it easy now. Look how easy they had it. You went out, you hunt, you hit somebody on the head with a stick, you drag them back to the cave, you go to sleep for 6 months, and you come back and do it again. I mean, but and again, like me, again, we go back to the salt with the retaining water. I mean, that's right. I mean, that's why people with diabetes like myself, I have type 2, you have to watch your salt intake because you can actually get swelling in your limbs, like especially in your feet. Diabetics are very aware of their feet. You can, if you take in too much salt intake, they can swell up to, or you can't even put your shoes on because of all the water and the way your body retains that water. So it's good stuff. I'm still not going to fast. I want to, like the vegans out there, like GB, Bogy. I will say the less you eat, the more I can. Just like I tell GB, the less meat he eats, the more for me. So
yeah. Well, I will say this. I will say this. My mom is a type 2 diabetic too, and diabetics, they do need to eat at certain times and a certain amount of times a day.
Well, it depends.
It depends on the person. So depending on them, they may not be able to fast. They might just end up passing out. Depending how their body is, because
Yeah, the main thing we run into is your blood sugar level. So fasting will, I don't know this for sure, but I'm assuming fasting will lower your blood sugar level because you're not intaking anything. So I know they have like things that you can, we can take like calcium pills, but it just gives you over that funk. You do run the risk of running into like a diabetic shock or something like that if you don't, depending on your level. Like I've been lucky to where, I'm not that far, but I know people that if they don't eat for a few hours, they get very dizzy. They have to take a certain type of pill. That's why people even tell you, if you see somebody that's a diabetic and they look like they're going into a stupor or they're getting very ill, if you just give them orange juice, it'll bring them, back to a normal level. So it's very important before you do any kind of diet that you consult your physicians and, or like Bogy says, do your research, make sure whatever you're doing is right for you. Fasting is not my thing. My wife started doing me on ketones, and I'm learning more about ketones and our bodies and ketosis and, to taking those. So it's, it's a different mindset, but it works too. So I think that's the main thing, is that everybody is different and we all live different lifestyles. So whatever works for one person may not work for the other person, but it's good to know that it's all out there. And sometimes you can combine the things. You can do intermediate fasting with some type of exercise. I'm assuming you do exercise also. Well, you have the type of job like I do where you're running around all the time. So you get your steps in, so to say. I mean, you're not like just dormant. So I think that's another thing too, is people think, oh, I'm just going to die. If you don't exercise or even just walk, you're not going to lose any weight. I don't care what you do.
Yeah. And also when you mentioned about ketosis, when you're actually fasting, your body actually goes into ketosis, and that's why you start, start to eat, so to speak, the tissues that you mentioned earlier, the excess weight you have, the excess fat.
So good stuff, JMoody. Thank you for making Bogy's head even bigger. this week.
Well, actually, my head should be getting smaller with all this fasting I'm doing, man.
I know. No, congrats. It's very, very good that you're that disciplined. I admire that.
I appreciate it.
I'm actually interested in doing it soon, but that's
No, you'll slump your growth.
too late.
Well, one thing I want to throw out there, and this is for everyone to do their own research.
Always.
So there is ketosis that is happening during intermediate fasting. But when you hit 24 hours of fasting or more, there's something that kicks in that is called autophagy. All I'm going to say is look it up.
Yeah, can we spell that across the screen or something like that?
You can tell us about it, you know.
AUTOPHAGY, autophagy, something like that. Anyway, I don't have my spell check with me, but guys, autophagy is one of the things that really, aside from losing any type of weight, I mean, you know, that's just one of the miracles that fasting does. But your body goes through a lot of healing, a lot of new blood cells that are formed again. There's a rejuvenation that goes through your body. When you let your digestive system rest for a little while, your body really goes through some amazing things, and we are built for that. A little earlier on, you guys mentioned about cavemen. Well, cavemen, they caught something, they had to eat. Whatever they're not going to catch something until who knows when. Fasting is just a normal state that we are built to do. Jesus Christ did 40 days of fasting. He still lived through it. So fasting
I've seen a couple people do it for 3 months. So
it's something religions do it. You know, there's a lot of people that believe in fasting for higher senses of, you know, well-being. So I just feel very lucky that I discovered it, because it has made a huge, you're looking at a person that has made a huge difference in my life in the last 5 months.
Absolutely.
Now, I just want to mention that even though we've talked about this topic was brought on by JMoody, but in a future episode, I would like to talk about, you know, my personal experience, maybe some of the things I mentioned here, but I have so much more to share with you guys. So I can't wait for that. But JMoody, man, thanks a lot for bringing this one on.
Very, very. We need sound effects for clapping. Can we put that in the budget? Do we have a budget?
I think we have a budget.
There we go. All right. Thanks.
Well, I also just want to mention too that it also helps detoxify your body and help rejuvenate your liver, and that's the last.
All right.
Oh, so we can drink more.
Whoa. Relax. Okay. JMoody got the point.
yeah, that's the main reason for me to want to fast, is to rejuvenate my body. And I've heard that it also helps with your taste buds. So that way you don't have to use a certain amount of salt or sugar, and your foods will taste better and stuff like that. So that's a good way.
Can I add to that?
Yeah.
After I finish fasting, sometime, you know, from time to time, maybe once or twice a month, I treat myself to a Chinese buffet.
Oh my God.
And boy, does it taste delicious. So you mentioned taste buds?
Yeah.
My taste buds are enhanced after a fasting. So I just leave it at that, guys.
Yeah, I've seen somebody eat a watermelon after fasting for like I said, 3 months, and he literally was gonna have an orgasm right there on the spot. And I was like, that's crazy.
Hey, I'm not gonna share my personal details, man.
Well, what I want to do is take a few minutes to thank everybody for watching.
Yes.
There's a couple of people out there I want to give a shout out to. So
all right.
They're actually a family. It's the FREESTYLE family. They're phenomenal. So Joshua FREESTYLE and his wife Sue Ann, they started their own ministry. He is a pastor.
Nice.
And they have a YouTube channel called JFEW TV, and they do vlogs, family vlogs. So check those out. They also he has a segment called Time Out where he does motivational speaking. They have The First, which deals with everything from finance and relationships, and they talk off their own experiences and try to help people out. So make sure you check those out. And they have their website. We'll put all the links below there for them. And then his brother Daniel Fakir is a personal trainer with Fakir Fitness. He actually did not too long ago, last month, was Autism Awareness, or maybe it was this month, because tomorrow, well, by the time this comes out, the month will be almost over. And he did a virtual 5K with his group of people that he has the training on. So big props for Daniel. So I'll put his link to his.
Daniel.
Yeah, they're great. I mean, his
both you
workouts.
guys.
Yeah, his workouts are on Instagram, and especially with COVID, he can't be there to personally train them. Because if you watch his videos, his story about how he became a trainer and he came from sickness, and I'll let him tell it through his videos, but he does do them virtually, and he has little workouts that he posts on Facebook and Instagram that you can do in the home, even with your chairs and all kinds of stuff. So big props to Daniel and Josh and Sue-Ann. And Daniel's wife is also has her own company called Godly Wood Girl, and they do. She helps people with marketing and everything like that. So I'm gonna put all the links down there. Big props to those guys. They're very good friends of mine, and I'm glad to put their word out there for them. Yeah. So with that being said, I'll let Bogy go ahead and throw your stuff out there.
Sounds good. So JMoody, so what is going on with you? Who would you like to shout out and share about what you like to do?
Oh shoot. Well,
he said shoot, we gotta mute that out.
No, we're good, man. This is after hours. Come on, we're having fun.
All right.
It's all good. It's all good.
Well, I'd like to do a shout out to Angie K. Kenton with her new songs that have been coming out. She's been working, tirelessly to get all of this music out. So
where's she at? Is she on SoundCloud or YouTube?
She's on all 7 platforms. There's so many that I don't really remember them all, but
at least her Facebook page, and we could probably find everything on there.
Yeah,
her Facebook page, her
Angie K.
Instagram, Angie K. Kenton. Her new
we'll put a link below. Make sure we put that on there.
Bezos, that's
oh yeah, I love that.
That's coming out. She's doing a remix for that, so it's going to be even better than the I feel that the original song, that the remix is just far exceeds. But some people like that one versus the other one, but I feel it's going to be.
All right, so we'll check her out and put our link to her Facebook and below. And Bogy, what you got?
All right, well, so if you guys notice, there's one face missing here, and that is JF.E.W. Yes. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it tonight, so we do miss him, and we will be expecting him on episode 4. Now you can catch him. He has a little business. You go on eBay and type in The Attic of Lost Treasures, and you can see some amazing things. If you got some throwbacks talking about VHS, DVDs, toys, I mean, he goes all out. You can, and if you don't see it there, he'll find it for you. So check him out. Next shout out is to my son, Geo Master. He has a YouTube page called Geo's World. He's 14 years old, very creative, and he has a lot of great videos on there. So see the imagination of a 14-year-old when, he's having a great time. Now, in our next episode, stay tuned. I'm going to have a special guest. His name is Gestos. And the topic that he's going to bring to us is actually one that is very well and dear to all of us that we're living through right now. But he actually was very close to this pandemic. So he's going to share with us about him living through COVID-19 in New York City in the first weeks. Yeah. And we know how those numbers just skyrocketed out of nowhere. And it was a very scary time to watch the news and see how New York City was getting hit and affected by COVID-19. So he's going to be sharing that with us.
All right.
Also, in the next episode, we're gonna have JFEW with a special guest, Soy Fabulous,
Soy.
talking about Latin freestyle of the 80s and 90s. That's another topic that is very near and dear to my heart. So that's going to be a lot of fun to share a lot of those experiences. And Soy Fabulous has a lot of stories that she's going to be sharing with us. So that's pretty much what I have going on with you guys. Does anybody have any last words here for our studio audience?
Nothing.
We're good?
All right. We still
All
got to work
right.
on that auctioning GB off for a date.
With the what?
We still have to work on that auction to get GB, auction GB, a date with GB, grand prize winner.
Yes.
We'll have to
Yeah,
come up with
very
a gimmick
exclusive.
for that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
I
you're
put
gonna
out too.
you're gonna win a chance to play with him that video game system that he has in the back, and bring your 3 prettiest girlfriends, so you all 4 of you can play while GB watch you.
All right. All right. So go ahead and close this out.
All right, so guys, again, this is the close of episode 3. We really hope you guys enjoy the 2 topics that we brought on you. JMoody, thank you so much for joining us. You definitely made it very exciting and shared
Yes,
a lot of
thank you.
information that
Thank you.
I think a lot of us are going to walk away with. So I have my man right here to my
Ghostbusters
left,
Chris.
that is,
Ghostbusters Chris.
and we got,
Hess.
and our special guest,
JMoody.
and I am your man, Bogy.